Well, that was literally the worst intro I've ever done in my entire lifetime. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Wow, that was really bad. That's what happens when you hit the wrong gosh darn button. I tell you guys, it's crazy. Good evening, Chris. How are you doing? Good evening. We got to have a busy episode. Lots to talk about today. We're, of course, if you have your top 10 games that you are going to live the rest of your life with, because they're not creating any more board games. Remember, the rules are you have to own the game, which kind of hurt me because I really wanted to put ASL on there, but I don't have any ASL, so I couldn't just add that to my list, unfortunately. Each boxed game, whether it includes expansions or not, takes up one of your precious 10 spots, and it should be ranked from 1 to 10. So if you only had one game that you could keep, which game would that be? Because it's going to be worth the most amount of points. And we want everyone to share their list as we go through this. Don't share it now. We're going to go through this step by step. But that's kind of the overview. If you have any questions, let us know. And busy week this week, guys. Tony, Ruff, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Doing good.
How you going? How you doing?
Ruff is still getting things organized, isn't he? Wow, that's cool. Well, thank you everyone for showing up. We do appreciate it. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to be a busy episode. We're going to go through our top 10 list. Now, I find it very interesting that we get together before we actually start the live stream, and we got to talking and everything about our top 10 lists. And I was talking about strategy going into this, strategy to maximize, because you only have 10 games for the rest of your life. You have to maximize each and every spot. There's games I would love to add to the list.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't, because I didn't think it was worth a spot, or it would cost 2 or 3 spots to get everything that I need to play that game. So I had a strategy. Tony, do you have a strategy going in this?
I had 2 pieces that I used. One is I wanted to make sure I didn't hit just one major topic. So I actually have a wide variety of range of eras, not errors. I have probably a lot of errors too, but I have eras. And then also, how can I really replay it a lot of times? Is there enough content to keep me busy? And as I had mentioned, I think I got about at least 40 years worth of game here easily. So yeah, I basically took it as if I had to pull 10 games and run out the door with these 10 games, and I wanted to make sure I had a little bit of time, not like it's a fire and I just got to grab 10 games, because that's probably just going to be the top shelf. But, I was looking at, okay, if I could take my time, here's what I would pull out. So I have a pretty good variety, I think. I'm interested to see the results. Yeah, I do appreciate it. I've got 6 people that did send me an email. Chris is already in the sin bin already. Because he put a few games that were not out yet, but
gotta currently own it, Chris. You gotta currently own the game.
So
send Tony an update on your list. We understand there's games you would like to have that are coming out in the near future. We will do this list again maybe next year, and then you can add those to your list permanently.
Here's the interest, and I'm just going to throw this out there. 1, 2, 3 games are reprints of older games that they're just bringing out. So if you have the originals, you can count them.
Yeah, you have to have the originals, though.
Yep. So, but no, really good. Yeah.
Ruff, do you have a strategy going into this?
Yes. I saw that.
I'm sorry, Chris. I just caught Chris's atomic. Yeah. He's channeling his inner Alexander.
Yeah. Hello, my name's Ruff. And welcome.
And I'm Grant.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good. Have I got any strategies? Couple. One, again, like everybody said, that there's replayability, but also ones that I will replay because I like them. So, and I will go back to them again and again, even though they haven't maybe got as much variety or scenarios or whatever. So I've tried to do that as well. Once I'd really, I think, yeah, I'd play that all the time, that sort of thing.
So this is another one of my evil experiments. So my experiment that we started back in January was to create our top 10 lists of our games we're playing this year, and then seeing if we actually want to play these games at the end of the year, if there's other games that come out, if there's, because these were the top 10 games that we were so excited about. We just couldn't wait to get them on the table. And at the end of the year, it's like, well, maybe we weren't that excited about it. So this is another one of my evil strategies, because next year we're going to have this exact same thing. And we're going to find out how many of these games you currently have are going to continue on the list for next year.
Yeah, be interesting.
Because you should have, next year should be very easy. It should be the same 10 games, because those are the ones that you have, except for maybe you bought something new, right? So maybe you replaced one or two with new games. All right, that's understandable. But if you have like a completely different list, then the list you're giving us now is not going to be very good for you for 40 years of gaming that you have left, or however much time you have left. Jezza, how you doing? So Chris, Richard, Jay, Kyle, Bray, Fred, and Jezza, thank you all for coming out. It's been a busy week for me, and had a couple more live streams, and but I had strategy going into this. So we're going to find out if my strategy works or not. And like I said, guys, make sure you email that your list to Tony. We want you guys to share your list with us today as well as we go through this step by step. Tony, what'd you get done this week? Anything important? Anything good?
Yeah, I actually had quite a bit of gameplay this week. Had some on my channel, so Mrs. Thatcher's War is going pretty well. I lost my helicopters, so I have no helicopters, so I can only yomp across. But I had a few good rolls, and I actually had somebody point out a mistake I made that actually would have benefited me, which is usually the way when I make mistakes. I never make them for my benefit. It's always the game's benefit. So I'll be correcting that. It's a simple, easy fix, not a big deal. And then I got... I'm in a tournament for Command and Colors Ancients. It's an open tournament. So I played one game for that out of the two. So you play both sides, and you play one side, then switch and play the other side. And I played a gentleman from the Netherlands. So I can add the Netherlands to game people I've played against. So I've got St. Petersburg, Russia was my second game. First game was against a guy in California, but I have a list, this long of people I played from California. But St. Petersburg, Russia, and now the Netherlands. So that was pretty good. And then me and Kev continued on our DAC 2 game last night. So that was pretty good. So I had quite a bit of gaming this week, even though I was kind of busy. I still was able to fit it in. So, cool. I think somebody else was busier than me and didn't let us know that he was busier, that he was doing stuff.
Speaking of which, Rob,
it's been a busy weekend, yes. I mean, after last week's dearth of non-videos, because I was a bit peaky, a bit under the weather, I thought, well, I better start cracking on again with DD Pelelu. But I tell you what, guys, it is a real strain, real effort to video it, because I've got to keep checking the colours, making sure I'm not doing... When you're playing on your own, when I play this on my own, if you make a mess, you don't realise, yeah? Because you're colorblind, so you just crack on and play it. But I've got to be so careful with this, so it's taken an age to do it. So please be patient, and there's going to be mistakes. So there you go. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it's going to take a little while to get. And I might not finish the whole scenario because it's 12 turns, and I want to do a turn per video, so people can comment and say you did this wrong, that was good, or whatever. So that's that. Hi, David. The other thing you may have saw, I received a copy of Target for Tonight from one of my subscribers and did an unboxing of that. That looks interesting.
I have been so hard to not buy that, and you just make me want to buy it after doing that.
I've had a couple of comments about that game saying that some of the strategies that for Target for Tonight anyway, that the Germans were flying straight ahead or at 3 o'clock, they wouldn't have done that. They would have gone behind. And so that they're saying it's a little bit ahistorical. That doesn't bother me. But they did also say that there's some sort of updates that you can do, that fan-made BGG type stuff. So yeah, I'm going to check that out. So that's sort of channel-wise. Otherwise, it was the San Diego Historical Convention this weekend, and I signed up, even though they go on at weird times for us over here. So last night I played live because I wanted to learn it. Was World at War 85. And we did a three-hour session with Devon, the OG, and Keith Tracton, the actual designer of the game, helping us both out. We were both sort of newbies to it. And the other guy I was playing is actually one of my subscribers. So it was all very lovely. So that's another one I can tick off my top 10 or my 10 list for games played, because that's played live. And today I did an introductory session with Lock and Load Tactical, but that wasn't live, so I can't really count that. I can't sort of put that's not going to be broadcast. But that was with Stefan, the Lock and Load Tactical rules guru. But that was good. Met a guy from your side of the pond, and we didn't know each other. It was just great. We were just muddling through playing a sort of short scenario. So that's what I've been up to. It's been very busy. And tomorrow I'll be looking at David Heath is doing a sort of company thing tomorrow, talking about Lock and Load and what's going on. So I might get some insights into the what do we call it, the Kickstarter. But before that, there's a sort of demo of a new game called In the Shadows, French Resistance 1943 to 1944. It's a solitaire game. It's on the GMT P500. So I booked to have a little look at that and see what that's all about, see if I actually like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
got a question for you. Since you've played, now you've played War at War 85 and the Nations at War. What do you think of the games? I know you love everything, but what did you think?
Nations at War, I like because it's World War II, and I like that. World at War uses tanks and equipment that I'm not au fait with, so I'm not sure. You know, the people that are specialists. You know, afterwards, talking about that, after we did the stream for World at War, me, Keith, and a couple of others, and my opponent and another one were sitting and having a chat on Discord, talking about it. And one of the guys that was running one of the things on there, like how to play Wargames or how to use Vassal, came in, and they had a discussion, him and Keith, about the Chieftain tank from the new upcoming expansion. And he was saying it's overpowered, and Keith saying, well, no. And I'm going, I wouldn't have a clue, you know. I know a tiger's very powerful and all this sort of thing. So that's the only thing.
Okay.
I do like World at War, and it's the same with Nations at War. It's just a dice fest, chucking and shooting at each other, really. Mm-hmm. What was great about that, I had a Jeep tow, which was a Jeep with a little thing missile on it, and it was holding back platoons of tanks. I was throwing, this guy was shaking his head. Keith was laughing his socks off because these tanks wanted to get into town, and this little Jeep tow was keeping them out of the way. That was good. But yeah,
yeah, cool. I have not moved houses, just so everybody knows. We're doing our box games, and all my games are in my war niche. It's not a room because it's like more like part of the basement. So I'm down here because I didn't want to carry all these upstairs to my study. So yeah, so that's why I'm in a different place.
Yeah.
But sorry, Tony, to answer your question,
yeah,
where I prefer, I was comfortable with Nations at War because it's a pretty straightforward war system.
Yeah.
Where World at War is a similar sort of thing, but there's lots of different weapon nonsense. Yeah. Not so much that it ruins it, but if you know, I only played a simple scenario. There weren't any helicopters or artillery and all that sort of thing. But
I know you played the first scenario, yeah.
Yeah. And as you'll see, it made an impact because the games also on my list, the ones I've played, maybe not loads of times, but I've actually played them. There's some up here. We've all got the shelf of shame. I didn't want to put those on because I've not played them, so I don't know how they are. I'll probably like them, but
Ruff, you're very similar to the way I feel about the two systems. Very similar. World of War 85 is a little bit more complex, a little more to it, but all the new equipment and the new vehicles, I wouldn't know what's good, what's bad. I don't follow any of that stuff. I have no idea, and it wouldn't be any fun for me. So I am much more Nations at War guy over World at War 85. Now, there's lots of people that love World at War 85, but it's just not for me.
And that's fair enough. But for me, all I look at is at the counter and go, oh, I'm going to throw 4 die and only get a 3. That's a powerful one. Thank you very much. So, it was great fun. That's all I can say.
Unfortunately for me, fortunately for me, but unfortunately for my subscribers and my viewers and everything, right now is the busiest time of the year for me because the hockey playoffs have started. And for me personally, my favorite sport event of the whole year is the hockey playoffs. So I pretty much spend most of my time watching and playing that, watching and following along what's going on. And so I've been I had like 3 live streams I didn't even do this week because I was, I'm going to not do it because I'm going to watch this. So anyways, I didn't get a lot done. We, of course, had our great part 2 of Wolfpack last Sunday with Mike Buttercello. And
that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. We had a good time with him. So I'm hoping.
Unfortunately, we had an atypical game from what it sounds. So
it wasn't as exciting as we thought it was going to be for you guys. It just the dice rolls and the stuff didn't really put us in a scenario that was too tough. We basically came across an unescorted escort and our convoy, unescorted convoy. And so we were like in no trouble. So we were just like shooting and taking, it was like birds on the pond, right?
Yeah. But in fairness to Mike, he did say this is going to be introductory. We'll pick an easy thing for you because we were all newbies at it. So,
Well, I mean, it could have worked out worse where Mike was telling us about one of the groups that they got in so much trouble they never got to even get into the point where they were shooting at the convoy. They were running for their lives. So that wouldn't have been very good for you guys either. So there's extremes. We just had one of the 2 extremes. So anyways, I'm hoping everyone has their top 10 list ready to go because I want you guys to follow along and share with us as we go through this. Again, the rules are you have to own the game. Each game box counts as 1 spot. Whatever comes in the box, if it comes with 20 expansions or whatever, that's great. You have to own it. You have to rank them. So, like, if you were only able to keep 1 game, put that in your number 1 spot. What other questions was there the people had? Anything that I'm missing?
Expansions count as 1 box. So
every expansion if it comes in, if you get a box that has 3 expansions in it, it only costs you 1 spot. It's basically, and then any rule, you can't go online. You can't keep a game because you're going to go online and download all sorts of extra stuff. Okay. That kind of defeats the purpose of the game. And the game is just assumed to have any errata counters or updated rules are included in the box as well. So we're going to go through our top 10 this week. And then next week, hopefully we'll get to analyze the data that you guys share with us. Hey, Hextex, how you doing?
Hex will be happy with my number 1, by the way. He's got to stay on. He'll have to be happy. He'll be excited about my number 1. So
he won't be happy about my number 1, I'll tell you.
Well, I think it's going to be a surprise, and I think it's interesting what strategies people took. Like you said, this is it's not your favorite top 10 games, right? Because if I had a favorite list, it would be different than this
Banned.
list.
Jezza needs banned.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mind you, some of my favorite games are in the list because that's why they're my favorite
There are
games.
some of my favorite games are on the list. Obviously, all these games that are on my list are ranked very high for me, but maybe not. You know, if I was to create a top 10 favorite list, I know there's several of these games that aren't on it, but because of the size and scope of these games, you take like a game like, say, I'm trying to give an example here that
Well, you gave a good one before we went on air.
yeah, I don't want to use that one though. I'm trying to think
I'm
of like, okay,
Hey,
here's a
Douglas,
great
David,
one.
how's it going?
So I have Panzer from GMT, right? And they have 4 expansions with that. If I get just the base game, that's 1 spot. If I want to add all 4 of the expansions, well, right now I only own 2 of the expansions. That's 3 spots I would have to take up. And is it worth taking up those 3 spots compared to using those 3 spots for other games? So I think it's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what games people keep and how they rank their games and how they use their very vital spots. And again, we're hoping to keep this data so we can do this again, maybe in 6 months or a year or whatever, and analyze and see how the trend has changed throughout the time. Wardrobe's here. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Hi, Woody.
All right, so we're going to start with our number 10 games.
Yeah, Chris said he sent me a new email. I do not see that email. Did you forget to hit send?
Give it time. It takes a while to cross the Atlantic, for goodness sake.
That's true. We always know that's why you're always like 10 minutes
Well, I'm always
late.
late because I'm here, but you don't get it until,
Yeah, it's very important that you rank your games 1 to 10 because 1 is going to get 10 points. And at the end, we're going to calculate and figure out which game was the most saved game from everyone. And, kind of rank all the different games and, kind of come up with some data that we can talk about next week because I think it'll be interesting. So if you can rank them 1 to 10, that would be great.
Are we going from 10 back up to 1?
We are going from 10 to 1. Yes.
Right,
We're going to go from 10 to 1. Yes. And Tony, in the email, do you want them specifically in any kind of format or just...
No, just send it. I'm throwing them into a Excel file right now. I'll just copy and paste it and then I'll change it around once I get figure it all out. So
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you needed it.
No, just I know what I got to do. I got time to work on it. There we go. I got Chris's new one. Thank you very much, Chris. So
Great.
let me do this real quick. What I would like to do, and Jester, if you're cool with this, I'd like to read off our why can't I think right now?
Come on, spit it out. Goodness sake.
Okay, there we go. We're good to go now. Okay. Our listeners or our viewers, I would like to read theirs off first, if you're good with that. So
well, why don't you share their 10s?
Yeah,
well,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
If they're in the chat, they can just type it. If they're not in the chat, then you can add
which I think let's see. Ardwolf actually sent some. I have a couple here that they're not in the chat.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind typing your email in there for everyone, Tony.
Oh yeah, sure. Let me get that up. Give me
They'll
one
be
second.
proper games from RD, won't they?
Yeah. Actually, he's got a few that I've got too. So, it's kind of. Let me hit. There we go.
I think it's going to be interesting to see if I screwed myself with my picks, and I don't know. It's crazy because.
Okay,
I keep thinking I'm missing something. This is there you go. There's Tony's email. I'll post it on the screen for you guys if you want to send him over an email.
And if I miss it, I do apologize. Getting emails in and everything like that. So,
yep. So and the guys, if you're with us and you're doing your list with us. You can go ahead and post your number 10s when it's time, or your number 9s as we go through the list. And kind of share if you want to share. If you don't want to share, then you can wait and send your email to Tony. So, all right. Any other questions? I can't think of anything. I think we are ready to go. So,
yeah, Hex, that was my birth year. How did you figure that one out?
born in 1977.
77. Yes, 77 was a good year.
All right, so guys, we're going to start with our number 10. If you guys in the chat, you want to share, put in your number 10s, and we're going to share our number 10s as well. Who wants to go first?
Well, let me read off the 10s that I've got listed here that I know aren't here.
Okay.
So
I've got to get out every time and get them. So you know.
Yeah. So this will give you a chance to do that while I'm speaking. So Ardwolf's number 10 was Death Valley. So that was Death Valley by GMT. So that was a pretty good one. I bet Hex is happy about that one. David Miskell sent that his was a World at War with the comment, I guess I'll have plenty of time to finally get this out and learn how to play. If you only have 10 games, I kind of understand that. James Newman said Habsburg Eclipse, the VPG game, solo game. Douglas, Fred, I knew you were there, so Fred actually wrote in there, Gamers, The Thunder at the Crossroads. David Whitehouse has House Divided. Heathwell is sucking up to our friend Mike with Tank Duel. Jay said World War 85. Douglas Gerhardt, I have Napoleon Invades Spain. And Chris put on there Flying Colors GMT Deluxe 3rd Edition. So
yeah,
look at how awesome our chat is. Look at that.
Yeah,
the way they put it in the chat is professionally done.
Yep. Yeah, they put number 10. Yeah,
number 10, and they put in the name, and that was guys.
Yep.
That's why we love you the best.
Yes, it looks lovely.
Which will be good because then after the show, I'll go through and just go through the chat and write them down. So I won't have to write them down in the middle because they'll all be logged for you. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll start this number 10 this time. My number 10 is Empire of the Sun. It's card driven, Mark Herman. It's got a solo bot if I want to play solo. If I'm feeling a little schizophrenic or by whatever it is, I can play myself. But yeah. So this is my number 10, Empire of the Sun.
Wow. It's not even open, so you're ready to go to your desert island and not have to worry about sand getting in the box.
Yeah. Oh, good. That's oh no, I've got another one that's not opened either.
Wow.
Oh my God. At least I said I played mine.
I've played 4 of the list I have. Oh well, at least I've played the physical copy.
Well, I thought I'd play them, so I know if I'd like them. You know, you might play.
I know I like them. I've done enough research, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, okay. ETS has a solo bot. Yes.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Wow, we've got some people come put some good names on here.
Wow,
Panzer Leader,
Empire Cross, Empire at Arms.
Mm-hmm.
Panzer Leader. We got Napoleon Invades Spain.
Heathwell, you can play the solo bot.
Tank Duel.
On Tank Duel, they've got the solo bot that you can play against. So you don't have to scratch your number 10 on that.
No, you play that solo, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't, you want to take it with you, take it with you.
Yep. No judgment here. This is a no judgment zone.
Yeah. All right. Ruff, what's your number 10?
Tokyo Express.
Wow.
Nice.
There's not a lot of scenarios in there. You can generate your own scenarios, so that's taken care of. But I just think the solo mechanism that John Southard has developed is just fantastic. So very clever, intelligent bot, if you like. So yeah,
Tokyo Express. Nice. Very nice. All right, my number 10, and get ready for everyone to fall over laughing at this one. But again, I have a strategy in mind because I'm only going to have 10 games, right? So I have to think about how long is the game going to take to play? Obviously, the longer the game takes to play, the better off it is. How big the game is, how involved it is. Can I, how many spots is the game going to take if I need expansions or not expansions? So my number 10 is going to be The Greatest Day. Because
no, you would have space.
I have plenty of space.
Yeah.
Space is not the limitation the limitation right now on this, but who knows when I move in my new house or whatever. But for me, this game, we're talking lots of scenarios, monster-ish type game. So it's going to take, for me, it'd take like 2 weeks just to set it up because I'm not like hex to hex. So that would take up a lot of time. And, playing through the scenarios, really, I think I have to include this one because I'm going to need something because a lot of my other games aren't very long, I guess. So I need something that's going to take a couple months to play. So, yes, I'm going to get my money's worth out of this one. In fact, this one, I think I could float on if I'm on a desert island and would take me all the way home. So, Greatest Day, thanks to Wardrobe. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no, okay. So I've got the email. So guys, keep putting them in though. Like Wardrobe sent me one. I got a couple other people that sent me one. Just keep putting yours in. So
just keep putting them in the chat.
Yeah, that's great. So but no, good choice on that one. I totally get why you'd put that. So and you're bringing your own beach with that game too. So that's pretty cool.
You can put the counters on the beach.
Yeah. I could put the counters right where, exactly.
Yeah. That reminds me of watching some people play games outside, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm waiting for the wind just to come and just blow everything over. So.
I remember changing the subject. I remember the Blue Tweezers. He did part of the Skies Above the Reich outside.
That game's actually pretty easy to play outside. There's not much that blows around, and all the maps are hard.
Just what I was going to say. Okay, that's fair enough. No, but he's playing outside near the blocks. I was just waiting for things to get anyway.
Yeah, Hex is building an arc.
All right, chat. Now's the time. Number 9s are coming up. Number 9s.
So Matt's already got Blitz: A World in Conflict to play all of World War II. It's pretty good.
There you go. That's a good one.
Let's see. Ardwolf says Imperium Romanum 3 by Decision Games. That's an interesting call on that one. Let's see. Who is it? David Miskell says Smolensk Barbarossa Derailed. That would be the OCS game. James Newman has Space Empires 4X. Douglas is here, so I'm not going to spill his. And Chris is here as well, so I'm not going to spill his. So Day of Days. Yep. JT, U.S. Civil War. David Whitehouse, Panzer Leader, Avalon Hill. Third World War, Legion of Honor, Clash Farms. There's just some good names.
There's some good stuff there.
OCS Tunisia 2. Yep. That's right. Because I was like, those look familiar. I was like, okay.
Right. Yeah, guys. Interesting. Wow. All right. You know what? I'm going to start this time.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
I've had to let the dog
everyone get ready to laugh, but Wardrobe won't be able to laugh at this one. You want to know why? Because I have the same game he has.
All right. There's
Day of Days. So again, because I've only got 10 spots, I needed several games that are going to take a lot of time to play. And for me, this game is going to take a long time to set up, long time to play. Really easy system, so definitely something I can get into playing. I actually started playing this on Vassal, and I really had a good time with it, but I never stuck to it. That's basically my problem. So anyways, it's got 8 counter sheets in there, so you can spend 5.5 months counter clipping, and it's got 8,000 counters in it, so it takes you 2 months to set up a scenario, and it would take you 2 months to play it. So that's like a year to play this game.
There you go.
So I'm good for that. And yes, 2 D-Day games in a row, and I know that. And that's why I debated hard and long about this, but I decided to go ahead and do this one because, again, you have to own the game. I would have rather had some other games on the list that I don't own, but I kind of screwed.
But
That's it.
aren't you a sort of D-Day fan? You like a D-Day game?
Oh, I love D-Day. D-Day's my favorite. So I mean,
and they're two different systems. And they're two different
systems.
So they do play a little differently. So
I debated long and hard.
You can say Day of Days when you're old and can't quite comprehend rules as easily. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's in my list up near the top because I know I haven't got 40 years of gameplay left. So.
My number one's ACW Hex. So yeah. Okay, Ruff, what you got?
My number 9.
Your number 9. See that was it was either Day of Days or SPQR was going to be my number 9.
I haven't played this all the way through, but it's in my list because there's a ton of stuff in it. And that's the main reason. It's also a good system. I'm not very au fait with it, but there's a ton of scenarios in here, and that's why it's in SPQR.
Good.
That really that came that close to making my number on my list. I just it's one of those I haven't played yet, and I'm like I hate to include something on my list that I'm not sure if I would enjoy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you'll see in a minute why I think I like that. Also, Tony, I think he's played it, isn't he? Mm-hmm. So yeah. Tony's done.
Yeah, I definitely. I will tell you that there are some repeats of that game, that particular game on the list that I do see. So
I mean, you get a ton of value,
crap ton of stuff.
Right?
Yeah,
for one spot, you're getting a ton of stuff for that one spot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's literally when I looked at games, I didn't look at as much if I would enjoy the game or how long the game took. It was basically how much value am I getting out of that game for that spot? Can I play the scenarios multiple times? How long is it going to take me to play the scenarios? And then calculated that all out to figure out which ones are going to make the list. And SPQR is just a great value for one spot.
That's what I thought. You see, a lot of stuff in there. So,
yep. So I have the operational Pacific Theater, operational strategic, grand strategic type operational with Empire of the Sun. I have operational Europe.
Wow, nice. That's smart.
So I've got that.
Tons of scenarios, lots of gameplay in this game. So yeah, I've watched enough to know I will like it. I haven't got it played through, but I've watched enough to know that I will definitely like that game for that. So yeah, so I've only got 4 World War II games. 4? No, only 3 World War II games, and that was 2 of them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So
Oof.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, guys.
You only have 3 World War II games. Mm-hmm. My 2 World War II games already were both Normandy.
well, but you like it. You like Normandy.
Yeah. So hey, everybody, number 8s are up. So go ahead and put them in. I will tell you that Ardwolf's number 8 is Guderian's Blitzkrieg 2 MMP. That's the OCS title.
Yeah.
David Misko said Bastogne Screaming Eagles Under Siege. I'm pretty sure that's the SCS game. James Newman had Lock and Load Tactical Heroes of the Nam.
Yeah.
So he did make sure he included the particular box. So, and Doug and Chris, you can put yours in there. So I see Dark. Oh, see, there we go, Chris. SPQR. That's like trust me, we'll see a lot of that one.
Yeah, it's
Wardrobe. Pendragon. I'm impressed. That's on my list to play, and probably if I played it, I probably would have had it on my list. So War and Peace.
War and Peace. He's got some great shots of that on our ComSim World channel and maybe our Facebook channel as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the
Gorgeous.
pictures and you're like, wow, that is really nice. So thank you, Douglas, for sharing that. It was awesome.
He's a great
really enjoyed checking that out.
Yeah, he's a good contributor to the
channel. Yeah, yeah. OCS from Ardwolf. Well, go figure. Does he have more than that one? Yeah, that's the only OCS one.
Right. He likes a bit of OCS, does Artie?
Well, and there's a lot in GB2. There's a lot. So, yep.
My number 8 game, even though it's not, you're going to see the box. It's not the box. It's inside this box. I've condensed games into this box because I didn't keep all the boxes. So let me get the actual, the proper. So you don't get confused what I'm doing here.
It's Clank, isn't it?
Clank.
No, it is going to be
East Front.
It's going to be East Front. I keep all my Avalanche Press stuff in just a couple of the boxes. I didn't keep all the boxes, so I didn't want you guys. But this is going to be East Front from Avalanche Press. Panzer Grenadier system. We got 100 and how many scenarios are there? I think it's like 110 scenarios. 100
something like that.
Yeah, I mean there's a ton of scenarios. Plus his rough nose. These scenarios, you're talking between 30 to 90 turns or more for scenarios. So you're talking 2, 3, 5 hours per scenario, and you got over 100 scenarios in this. Really good system, not too complex. Not a lot of people spend a lot of time with it, but the people that really get into it really enjoy it. And I think I would be remiss if I didn't have at least one Panzer Grenadier. And Ruff, I hope you put it on your list because I know you're like me, right? So
we shall see.
Panzer Grenadier East Front, and I choose East Front because it does have the most scenarios and everything with it. So
yeah,
number 8.
That would have been on like if I had 11. Not that one, but the series for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I got. So this is my last World War. It is my last World War II, right?
Wow.
Yeah, the last World War II game.
Bottom 3 were World War II.
I like. You'll see what I like. So, but in this case, I actually picked a solitaire game that I know I've played twice so far and love and have not beaten. No, I will probably only beat it once if I played 100 times, and that is D-Day at Peleliu. The replayability of this game, I don't care if I won it if I won it like the third time playing through, I knew I wouldn't win it again just because of how bloody hard the damn game is. But that's okay. It's fun. I enjoy it. That tension of flipping that card over is just okay. Is it yellow? I don't want yellow. No yellow. Oh, yeah. Of course it's a yellow in my case. So of
course it is.
Of course.
But that's why it didn't go on my list because I'm still playing it and learning about it. So that's why I didn't think it could justify going on, even though it's a good game. Well done. You've gone. Oh wait, can't hear you. No.
I didn't mute him either.
That's good. I'm pleased with that. I can take a breath and get a word in.
Well, it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally hit the mute on my headphones.
Here we are.
No, I was going to say that with the color blindness, it might not make it as fun also. There's a lot more work.
It's okay when I'm playing it on my own, but now I'm having to record it. It's very stressful making sure I get the colors right. But as I said, I might not get the whole scenario done. But here we go. Number 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Nations at War, White Star Rising. I love this system. It's not higher just because it's got a few scenarios, but it's not as many as some of the others coming up the list. But I love Nations at War, White Star Rising. And as I played this more than Starling Dubris, and I haven't got the desert one, that's the one.
Good choice. Yeah.
Good choice. Yep.
I would have loved to put those on my list. They didn't make the cut. I wish, for me, again, this is just the way I did it. I didn't do it by my favorite. I did it by how much value I felt that I was getting out of the game. I wish those games would have a few more scenarios in them. You know, I mean, they do come with a lot of stuff, but I mean, compared to some of the other games that I have on my list, it just doesn't seem like enough for me to put it on Justified.
Because I love the game, so that would come with me. Even though, but then again, when you play the scenario and you get the activations every time, it's going to be different, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we got some 7s already up. Look at our crew. Look at our crew.
Number 7. We're on 7 already. Heathwell says Wing Leader.
Oh,
Stalingrad 42. Gandhi.
Yeah.
That's the Dark Valley. We've heard that a couple times already. I think that is another one. If you put that on your list, you're getting great value for one spot. Great value for that one spot.
There's tons of stuff in that.
Star Wars Rebellion. Okay. Hannibal and Hamilcar. Because it's 40, 50 pounds worth of game, plus an expansion in one box. Again, value. This is what we're after. You're not after your top 10 favorite games. You got to get value because these are the only 10 you're ever going to get. Mighty Endeavor, House Divided, and the great. Hey, there's Fred with the Greatest Day. Nice. Nice.
So Ardwolf had Pacific War, the Victory Games. David Miskell had Target for Tonight, and James Newman had SPQR.
Wow. So far, I mean, we haven't gone through, but I mean, SPQR is getting a lot of points already.
Quite
a few points.
A Laura game.
Yeah.
Say Alcilla.
And it almost made my list. I had it and took it out. Oh, it's good. All right. So we're down to 7, right?
7, yep. Ruff, why don't you do 7? What you got, 7?
I'll go and get it because I have to go and get it. Excuse my.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people are using replayability as their strategy, right? I'm using value for their spot. Some people are using replayability.
Hex, I'm disagreeing with you. You have not seen the SPQR maps. I disagree with you completely. There is a lot of terrain on those maps. You just don't see it. Nobody ever plays the scenarios with the terrain. I guess I'll have to do that.
Yeah, do that. But there is a great deal of fun to be had by just 2 armies going crunch. You know? My number 7.
Wow.
Tons of stuff in here. And I played it for the first time properly yesterday with Keith, the designer, and our friend Devin, the OG, against one of my subscribers. It's brilliant. But there's a ton of stuff in here. The scenario books like that. It's like Panzer Grenadier.
You can also make your own scenarios.
Yes, you can pay for stuff and all that. I was going to include the expansion, but no, that means no.
That's 2 boxes.
Yeah, 2 boxes.
There's enough in here, I think, to keep me busy.
So you did 8 was Nations at War and 9 is World at War, right? Wow.
It's the system's similar too, so it's. I mean, there's differences.
I'm wondering, I mean, did you do that because maybe you could combine the 2 into create your own scenarios?
It's just that this is so different because these things in World Nations at War, you're firing at sort of 5 hexes away. Here, you're firing at 12, 15, 20 hexes, and shooting missiles and things. So similar but different,
Yeah. Old Chestnut, his reasoning is diversity, value, and replayability. Yeah.
Won't see that in mine.
And I think Tony had a lot of versatility in his gaming. Unfortunately, I didn't. My number one priority, I wasn't worried about, 9 of my games are World War II games or whatever. I wasn't too worried about that. But some people, obviously, very important that they had. Do you want to go next? Or do you want me to?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say also, I haven't got as many games as you two, so my choices are a little bit more limited. So,
well, that's true. That's true. All right, mine number 7, and it was just number 6, but I've moved it down a spot because I now rethought and I'm switching 2 spots. So my number 7 and 6 are switching spots. I needed to include at least one game from this system. You guys know which system it is already. I'm talking about. I had to include one, and I thought, well, I'm going to include the biggest, most involved one of the system. So I'm choosing Fire Link Insurgency. I had to include a coin game. I mean, you guys know I love the coin game. I played.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Tony. Thank you. I played Cuba Libre. I played 18 Abyss. I played Colonial Twilight. I played Distant Plane. I think those are meaty, but not meaty enough. I think this one's a little bit meatier. Unfortunately, I don't get the Tarong bot because that is a separate purchase. But I will still take it the way it is, and I still think there is a lot of value in this game, and I had to include a coin game. So
yeah,
you did.
Surprisingly, I haven't.
Tony, really? Wow.
Yeah, I looked at it and I said I could replay them, but I have like the games I have here are the ones that are like kind of like my grail. Like, yeah, these would be the 10 I'm taking with me no matter what. The coin games I love and have fun with, but they're like 11 through 20.
Wow.
So my number 7 is The Lamps Are Going Out. World War
really?
One.
Wow.
I wanted to make sure. So my strategy was to cover as many different topics as I possibly could. Yeah, and so I'm like, I need a World War One game, and the hell, I'm not putting Rock of the Marne on there. so this one for sure. So The Lamps Are Going Out, World War One, kind of grand scale, optical or operational. But yep, that's my number 7.
Wow.
Hey,
surprised.
Okay, we're on to number 6, guys. Go ahead and put them up.
Number 6, yes, sir. Let's see what we got here. We got Summer Storm, the Battle of Gettysburg by Clash of Arms.
CW.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Chris.
Yeah, coin game for ACW. I saw that.
We got Hunters finally showed up on the list. Great game. Napoleon's Last Gamble, another good one. Russian Campaign. Actually, I think that's the first time we heard that one mentioned, isn't it?
Yep, that is
that's one that's being reprinted by both Compass and
GMT.
Yeah. Next War Poland, Band of Brothers Ghost Panzer. Sorry, I missed Wardrobe. It pops up just as I go to click. Sicily 2.
Mm-hmm.
Samurai Battles, even though I haven't played it yet because I like to keep a Command & Colors game, and this one had the most scenarios out of the ones I own. Oh, there's your game right there. Target for tonight.
That's the second one, target for tonight, yeah.
And IAF Leader. And who else, Tony, came in and...
Ardwolf has the Eastern Front 1914 to 1970 SPW. He's got some of these old school games on here for sure.
He's a pro. He's a serious gamer. I've got all back on mine, but there we are.
David Miskell has Old School Tactical Volume 1. Totally get that one. James Doohan has the Bar Lev, the 1973 Arab-Israeli War Deluxe Edition. That one's the one by
Decision Games thing. It's big map.
Compass.
Sorry. That's what I meant.
Compass. Yep. And let's see here. Everybody else is on here that put their numbers up here, Chris. Yep. So that's what I got. I'll go Next War Korea.
Oh, there you go. There's another Next War game. Next War Korea.
I haven't put that on there because I haven't played it yet.
I've played the system. I played the India-Pakistan. I know I love the system. And out of all of them, this was like the first one. And this is the reprint too. So this is my like future, without going like space, but like future kind of like potential crisis.
Come on.
And yes, it is still shrink wrapped because I know what's in it. I know how
But
to play the system. I know I'm going to love
Vietnam
it.
as well,
So.
haven't you? So you got Vietnam as well. You played that.
Yeah, I have
haven't you?
Vietnam as well. Yeah. Mhm.
We
But
played-
this one right here, because it was the original, and a lot is based off of it, and so that's why I kind of chose this one out of all of them.
Have you replayability? Okay with that?
Oh yeah, because when you do the advanced game, you can pay your victory points for certain things. So however you use those victory points can change what you have. Are you doing things? So yeah, it's definitely got some replayability. There's about a bazillion scenarios in it too.
But it doesn't really matter if it's a game you love and you're going to play it because you love the game.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go next, Ruff?
Yeah, whatever, I don't mind. Shall I go?
Yeah, go ahead. If you're ready, go ahead. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were ready.
Number 6, yeah. Again, I have nothing to do with the company.
Yeah, you were just on Twitch last night with OG and the designer, and then you were on today with the designer.
You were on the Lock and Load Tactical today. Yeah.
Because
is this a paid endorsement? Is that what we're getting here today?
It's because I wanted to learn the games. I've got a lot of these games on the shelf that I've not learned. But the reason I picked this one out of the others is this has got a boatload of stuff in it. This is I think one of the biggest boxes with the most in it. And I love my tactical, so there we go. No other reason than that, really, that there's a lot of stuff in it. And from what I learned today playing, it's got enough crunch, but enough fun and playability and dice chucking to make it an enjoyable game. So yeah,
great pick.
Hey, Ruff, you're making Chris sick with your shirt. Moving it
I'm bringing Alexander, all right? If he can do it from Britain, I can do it, all right?
And I'm Grant.
That's pretty good. I'll have to give you that one.
All right, my number 6, as I just mentioned, 6 and 7 swatch spots, because I think number 6 here is going to give me a little bit more value for the game. And you'll see why when I show it to you what it is. It's a heavy one. Men of Iron Tri-Pack. So we got the Men of Iron, Infidel, Blood of Roses, number 6. I had this as number 7, and then as we were talking and thinking, I decided to switch spots with Fire in the Lake because I think this comes with just a ton of scenarios. Plenty of counters, plenty of maps, plenty of variety, different battles. This is going to give you lots of. You're not going to, if you had to sit there and play this game time after time after time, you're not going to get sick of it because there's so many different units, different scenarios, different countries, different terrains and stuff like that. So you're getting a ton of value for this. I mean, just a ton of value. So it got just bumped Fire in the Lake down a spot to take my number 6 spot.
I can't argue with you, and you'll see why.
Whew.
Maybe later.
So
we got
before we do our top 5, we've done our bottom 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've actually introduced them and talked about them, you've seen what other people choose. Is there any on your list that you think, maybe I would rather have this than that?
Nope.
You're completely happy. 100%, because in a year from now, when we play this video, I want you to make sure you can see your expression on your face that you are 100% satisfied with all your picks.
No, I'm quite happy at the moment.
I think I might have made a mistake. So I think after seeing how other people did things, I think I made a mistake by not putting SPQR on the list. I think I would probably replace Day of Days with SPQR because I've got 2 World War II Normandy games and I don't have anything that fits the ancient topic. So I think I made a mistake. I will be the first to admit it now. It was on my list at one point, and now that I regretted taking it off the list. So
shed load in there.
Mhm.
I think I made a
Yeah,
mistake.
it would be the only one that I would, if I would, but I don't think I would be D-Day for a coin game. But I don't know which coin game. It'd probably be Liberty or Death, but I think I'd rather keep what I've got.
Okay.
Ruff, what about you? Anything? Any?
No,
thoughts
I'm
of-
looking and I'm thinking. No,
You're
if I had
thinking
to
you're
go,
okay?
if I had to go, there's others I'd like to pick, of course, but if I had to go with those 10, I think I'd be a happy chappy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's share what the chat has. So Hithwell has Oak and Iron
Mm.
and Private Public. Lock and Load Tactical. There's another vote for Lock and Load.
Oh yeah. What's his name was doing that? Kev was doing videos
I
on
was
those.
doing.
Jay, Empire of the Sun.
Okay, that's a repeat.
Chris, look
Oh.
at that. Chris, Men of Iron Tri-Pack. Good choice there. Yep. Wardrobe. Where was his?
Combat
Combat
Commander.
Commander. See, I would have probably put Combat Commander on my list, but I don't own it, so I've screwed
I don't
myself. Another vote for War and Peace. Old School Tactical Volume 2. Very nice. That is a great choice. Labyrinth. War and Terror.
Oh,
Surprised we hadn't seen that earlier, but yeah.
Oh, another good one. Fire in the Sky. Yeah. And Night Fighter Ace.
oh, and William Bird got Jeff Davis, which is a solo game. And White Dog. Ardwolf's number 5 was Atlantic Wall, the decision game.
See, that was a decision between that and The Greatest Day.
David Miskell's got Zulus on the Rampart parts.
Yeah.
Good solo game that you could definitely get a lot of play out of.
State of Siege game.
And James Newman says MBT second edition 2016. That's just saying he's got it. That's just saying he's got it. And everybody else is on here. So, yep.
All right, we're doing
Chris has got Invasions Volume 1. I don't know if he got on there, but yeah. So that's what I got for him.
All right.
So what you got?
I will start here first. So this is going to give away because you're going to finally see my first expansion that I'm going to be adding to my list. And this is going to be Old School Tactical Stalingrad expansion, which cost me a spot for this game. But I think it is well worth the spot because probably you'll see in a minute why it's going to be valuable for me. Having more counters, more maps, more scenarios, more everything, maybe with something else that's coming up on the list here in a minute, might really, with the two combined, make it a great investment for 2 spots. Tons of scenarios, tons of counters. You can create your own scenarios, and especially if you have, your base game, I think you can do a lot with it. So Old School Tactical
on your list. I haven't seen it yet.
I know. I'm just saying. So that is my number 5.
Okay, Tony. OCS.
Ooh, wow, going big boy.
Yep.
You're going proper.
Yep. So this is my Korean War entry. So I've got World War One, Future, World War II, and Korean War. And I can tell you all my other ones are earlier than World War One. So, but yeah, Korea, the Forgotten War, OCS, great game. I've played a few small scenarios. Would love to play the full thing sometime just to see what happens. Because I know it won't historically happen, especially if I'm rolling dice. Just ask Kev yesterday. If I roll dice, it's not a good time.
I thought of you today playing on Vassal and playing Lock and Load Tactical. I thought of you when I was rolling my dice.
Were they that bad?
Tony's in there. Yeah, yes. Is it mine?
Yep.
It is.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Because if I don't want to sort of get into heavier rules with SPQR, this is SBQR Lite or GBOH Lite, if you like. But there again, 3 games in one box. I'm going to get a lot of stuff out of this in my one room apartment when the wife kicks me out and she says, take 10 games and bog off.
Well,
that's why
you'll have lots to play. That's for sure.
Yeah, and the rules, even I think, because I say me and my son played this, and he's never played a war game in his life, and he was coping with it, the rat bag. So,
oh, geez, there's no bitterness there, is there?
No.
He just obliterated you. That's all.
Suddenly, he learned the skill of flanking. Where that come from, I don't know. But yeah, great. It's a great, fun game. Yeah.
All right, I guess we're up to number 4s already.
Yep. So, guys, what's your 4s? Ardwolf has Napoleon's Last Gamble. It says OSG, which I'm assuming is Operational Studies Group, which does all the Napoleon games. David Miskell has Enemy Action Ardennes. Good choice.
But it's so expensive.
Ooh, that is an awesome choice.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Kharkov. I'm not that big on the Ardennes or the Bulge. There's too much out there.
Johnny Butterfield game.
Yeah, but Kharkov, I'm looking forward to.
Don't you swear at me?
Yeah, Number 4 for James Newman was Next War Taiwan.
Oh, yeah, good one. So Douglas is giving us his 3 and 4. He's
that's because they're a base game and
one of the expansions. All right.
Good choice. Good coin.
Near Death. That is a good choice. Unconditional Surrender. That's a good one.
Yep, got that one.
Wow, Howland 44. That one surprised me.
Couldn't put it on.
I'm surprised, Wardrobe, because he had a lot of issues. Not issues, but just a lot of questions after he played through about how certain things, he couldn't move his units up the roads like he thought he should be able to. So,
get away.
Fall Blau.
Huge game.
Yeah. Ooh, Here I Stand. Nice.
Good choice. House Divided, because I need to have at least one ACW game. There you go. Command and Conquer, Awakening the Bear. First time we've heard that one. Another Hunters out there.
Yeah,
the Dark Sands.
Yep. All right, our number 4s. Ruff, you want to start this time?
I'll go and get it. Yeah.
These are very valuable. Number 4s are worth 6 points apiece. So
now this, because and I know Hethwell's going to be with me on this. I've done a playthrough of this, and it was a toss-up between this and the other one. But I just like the different types of planes in it, and it's
IAF, nice.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I mean, I've done a playthrough. Hethwell's doing another playthrough with all subscribers and YouTubers on it. So he had to go and rescue Mo the other day. But yeah, it's again, as I'm saying, if I'm going to do something and I want to play something that I don't have to think about and just enjoy, these sort of games, you get them out and you play them. They're cracking games, so that's why I've got that. And it's heavy. There's loads of cards, loads of replayability, because you can pick a different team every time, and that will give a different sort of outlook onto what you're doing, because they've all got different skills and all different planes and all that. So yeah, Israeli Air Force leader.
I was wondering if I was going to put one of in. So, but I didn't. But there's plenty of.
I didn't know whether to put that, of course, but because it's got so many different sort of got jet engines and props.
Yeah, it's
huge, everything.
Yeah, huge diversity of stuff. Yeah.
All right, my number 4 shouldn't be any shock to anybody out there. It's going to be Old School Tactical. So I decided to use 2 very valuable spots to go with Old School Tactical, because with the base game and the expansion, you're getting a ton of counters. You're getting a ton of scenarios. You're getting 2 big mounted map boards, double-sided. You can create your own scenarios, and I think just having this game alone was a lot, but having that expansion to go with that game adds more replayability, more scenarios, gives you a lot more to play with. And I thought I could just use the one spot, but for me, it was worth 2 spots. Old school tactical, great game, great system. And highly recommended if you don't own it. But that 2 valuable spots. But yeah, old school tactical.
I've not played that, so I'll have to get on to Mark and say, what's all this about?
I don't think they ship it to England because I'm telling you, the box weighs like 80 pounds.
It's heavier than hell. In Southampton, he tells me. So I'll be on the phone and say, Mark. Oh, yes, that again, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yep. BOAR, Battles of the American Revolution tri-pack, which is actually not really a tri-pack. It's a 4-pack.
Yeah.
Because they give you Utah Springs in there.
Yeah.
Great game. There's different scenarios. There's historical ones, what ifs. Yeah. So good money. For being number 4, I can get a lot of play out of this. Also, the hard mounted maps, definitely.
I couldn't agree more. The reason I didn't put it in, and I did, was a toss-up between that and Men of Iron.
Because you guys lost the revolution?
No, because I like no. We let you win. All right, leave it. All right, leave it. So the reason I didn't pick that one was because Men of Iron had more stuff in it, and that was one of my criteria. But I love the system. I love the game. Yes, it's great. Even though you won, it's a fascinating piece of history, and I love it.
We won because you guys dressed like that.
We wore red, and they went, "Where are they? They're there. Look, they're in red."
But that's so you wouldn't show the blood from all the bullets that hit you.
No, that's an old. That's got into leg end. It's because it was the cheapest cloth going.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Sure.
That's
It didn't do with showing the blood. Yes, it was. Yes,
all right, number 3s now. Let's see. Heathwell with the last 100 yards.
Got that on P500.
Oh, another one for
I need that.
Ardennes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
The Devil. Oh, nice. There's a good one.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Ardwolf has SPQR.
Oh.
David Miskell has RAF Battle of Britain. By the way, that was a honorable mention. I almost put that on, but did not. Well, and James Newman is in agreement with Ardwolf, or with not Ardwolf, with Todd, with Holland 44.
Yes, I
Twilight Struggle.
Go on.
A Victory Denied. Richard III, War of the Roses.
Oh, right.
Another Hunters are on the list. Another SPQR. Another War and Peace. A Game of the Napoleonic War. 6th edition OSS game got this week. Wow, that was good timing on that, wasn't it?
Yep.
And Beneath the Mediterranean.
Right,
so,
great games,
William, did you have on the Hunters as well? It's hard for me to keep track of. I'm just wondering if you added Beneath the Mediterranean to add some variety to your.
I think he had the Hunted. The Hunted.
Yeah. Oh, the Hunted. Oh,
yeah, I think it was the Hunted. Yeah.
But
I think he's had all 3 of them.
He's smart. He's thinking about, more variety, even though it might cost him a couple spots.
And if you like that style of game, you like your submarines, then you're going to take them, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about this before the show.
Yeah, we had the same reason. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So my number 3.
Oh, we all 3 had it on our list. Wow. That's
again, a ton of stuff in here. I mean, I got, and I've literally have, other than World War II, have had not repeat eras. So if I'm in the mood for a little beating and bashing, I can do that. If I want to launch missiles, I can do that.
But it's good because it's not heavy.
Yeah, your guys were right. He had the Hunted. Sorry.
It's not as heavy as a GBOH. So, and if you want a bit more oomph, You got I've got SPQR. Well, I've got a couple of more, but SPQR because there's a ton of stuff in it.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, Men of Iron, fantastic.
All right, your number 3, Rob.
Yep. I'm just thinking. Yep, that's the one. How weird. Oh no!
That's the
He grabbed the
Eastern
wrong box.
Front. Yeah, he grabbed the wrong box.
Eastern Front. Yeah, because of the same reason. Because there's 100 and frozen to death different scenarios in the book. Okay, a lot are unbalanced, but I don't care. It means if I play it, and the next time I play it, I try and do a bit better. But 112 scenarios. 112. And I like.
We're not talking 8-turn scenarios here. We're talking most of them are pretty involved.
But I do like the system. And I know it gets poo-pooed and it's a bit marmitey. You either love it or you hate it. I like the chipping. If I'm in the mood for a long game to chip away at the enemy, chip away, then Panzer Grenadier, yeah.
What you got, Jester?
All right, my number 3, and it is a game that nobody has mentioned yet, and it is probably
I'll be a reason for that.
We talked that I have a lot of World War II games on, so I wanted to include something that wasn't World War II, and it's probably close to my heart because I've played this. I played the beginning of this game probably 50 times. I've never made it past like turn 10 or whatever. So I would have to take it just because that would be my goal to complete this damn game. Paths of Glory.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
I love this game. World War I. Tons of replayability because it's like a chess game, right? And as soon as there's like these moves that you do to start the game, but eventually somebody deviates with a different move and it changes the outcome dramatically from that point on. So Paths of Glory, I think you could probably play this game 50 to 100 times and you would never have the same kind of outcome because of the different cards that come out.
Card driven, isn't it? Yeah.
Card driven game. Different actions you can do with the cards, whether you use it for reinforcements or whether you use it for operations or you use it for the events. So Paths of Glory, guys, love this game.
All right. We're getting down. We're up to about 2.
Top
2. Yep.
All right, guys.
So 2, I have Ardwolf is World in Flames Collector's Edition.
Good grief. Proper game.
David Miskell is Unconditional Surrender. That's like about third or fourth of that I've seen, plus mine.
That's got
James Newman has Labyrinth, the War on Terror. If I could have put all of the 3 expansions as one game, I would have, but it wasn't worth 3 spots. So
Chain of Command.
That's
Normandy 44. That's a good one.
Yep.
Wardrobe loves that Seminich games.
Oh, yeah. I don't disagree.
Great Battles of Alexander Deluxe Edition.
It was between it was SPQR or that one. That's what I had to decide.
Oh, you got Alexander, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it on P500. Target for the Day, I've got that as well. Great game.
Men of Iron Triback.
Tide of Iron Next Wave base game. That's interesting. That's good. I'm not sure how many votes people would give for that, but Tide of Iron is a great game.
That's a proper game, Chris. That's
got it this week. He actually had it as I will be getting this, so he got it in this week. Good, perfect timing.
With you there, Chris.
Washington's War, right?
Yeah,
good one. Another card-driven game.
Yeah, he can entertain himself with little standees going after each other. Yeah,
Under the
Iron Sky. Wow, Chris and Jezza.
Another combat commander. Very nice.
Mhm.
And Night Fighter Ace.
I tell you what, William's going for the solo games.
Yeah.
For those,
He's got a strategy. I like that.
He's going Gregory games.
Solid strategy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go first this time.
Okay.
I know part of the series has been mentioned so far, but this is my entry into this, and that is going to be Heroes of the Motherland by Lock and Load Publishing. I mean, this box is just loaded with
I think
stuff.
that North Africa are the
Tons of
biggest.
counters. You got 14 geomorphic maps. You got 5 counter sheets, 550 counters, tons of scenarios. Replayability is through the roof. And you just get a lot of value for anything Lock and Load, as you've seen a lot of people already put down there. But for me, if I only had 2 games, number 2 would be Heroes of the Motherland. And I think great value, great components, and great replayability.
And
So
if
there's
I say
my
other
number
game
2.
companies are available.
Yep.
I'm sorry?
I know we like our Lock and Load, don't we? But yeah.
Purple Norseman put on there also U.S. Civil War, by the way. So good choice on that one.
Right.
And my number 2.
Whoa, here it comes. Wow.
SPQR.
Number 2. Wow.
Love this game. Love it, love it, love it. Especially after I beat it around and really like tore it apart and started figuring it out. It is top notch. Everybody says it's just 2 metals just meeting up, and it's a lot more than that. It's like moving, the maneuvering, using the cav the right way. Yeah, there's a lot more to it than just who's gonna run into each other.
There's a lot of shooting with arrows and then running away and then shooting.
Yep.
And there's lots of stuff. But that's why it wasn't higher on my list, because I haven't played it as much as you. Whereas
this summer, I'll tell you what, I've got a list a mile long this summer while I'm off term to just get some of these games either played, maybe not videoed, but played or
let's play them on Vassal or something.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm up for that. Yep. So Ruff, what's your number 2?
Hold on. It goes downhill from now, I tell you.
I hope it would go uphill.
No, it goes down.
I don't know what that means. It goes downhill.
You get Hardy doing, Under a Dewberry Sky and all these proper games.
Oh, nice. He went with RAF. Yep.
Yeah, I love it. I can also pronounce all the plane names, all the British plane names properly, and the place names on the map, which is nice. But no, it's great. It's just a great game, and it plays differently every time because you're drawing the cards, and you can play the Germans. And
that's again 3 games in 1.
Yeah, 3 games in 1.
I need to get that game, man. I hear there are a lot of good things.
Not cheap, but this was one of, I think it was either a Christmas present or birthday present. Or the family chipped in, and I got this. It's not cheap, but it's fantastic. Mounted board, double-sided.
I don't have the mounted board, but yeah.
Yeah. This one has the mounted board, and
nice.
Snooker Joe has done the cards for it, which I've printed off. Fantastic.
There's also somebody did a really good flip book for it as well.
Yeah, the cards the cards you just put them down and you go, what am I doing? Oh,
yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. Snooker Joe, fantastic. And I used it in my playthrough, Snooker Joe's cards. But yeah,
I know, I saw that. Yeah, I was glad you did, because it made it. I was like, oh, I gotta go do those cards.
The problem with this game is it's not clear what goes on when. And I think Jeff, when he did his playthrough of it, was bemoaning that. And I felt like just saying, well, just use Stuga's cards, you'll be all right. It just walks you through it, and brilliant. Love it.
Okay,
we've got Heathwell. I guessed his, by the way.
Yeah.
Flying colors, of course.
Yeah,
that's a lot of.
I haven't played it enough to put it on there. But
Ardwolf has Roads to Gettysburg 2, which is the GCACW.
Yeah, proper games.
Love it game. Rough, you could get that one. It's really not that hard.
No,
It's really good.
It's also the subject. I mean,
Yeah.
Now, sorry.
David Miskel's got Stalingrad 42, and James Newman has a distant plane. So yeah.
I'm just going to say that.
Wow, another flying colors number one.
Yeah, it's a great. I was going to put, Atlantic Chase and all that, but
another World of Flames collector edition deluxe.
The thing that might
enemy action.
I've got to get that.
Lock and load Heroes of Normandy.
Yeah.
World of War 85. BCS Last Blitzkrieg, Napoleon's Last Gamble.
Yeah.
Command and Conquer Napoleonics. Raiders of the Deep. Oh, look at that. Another sub game.
Gregory based variations. You can't go wrong. Yeah. You can't go wrong.
Yep. Wow.
I was going to say that with ACW, the only thing that might sway me back into that, I mean, I like American Revolution, but I'm going to be playing Shadows of Brimstone, which is Cowboys versus Aliens. and because it's Cowboys, it might sway me over to American Civil War. You'd never know. I said I would never paint a mini again. Look what's happened. I'm painting bloody minis again. So for Shadows of Brimstone. So you never know. You never know with this hobby. It's bonkers.
That's true.
Drive me mad. Sorry.
That's true.
I've got my number one.
Go for it.
This is my Grail game, by the way. Like everybody says, Case Blue. This was my Grail game. I've gotten it. I am playing it, and it's 3 days at Gettysburg, GBACW. There's so much in this box. There are so many scenarios, plus the full campaign, which I'm still on with my one buddy, and we're just through we're beginning day 2. So yes, this one, I don't care if I have to sell everything else in my house. This one is not leaving my possession.
That's the game you play the most, yeah? And you love it.
Hour-wise, yes. For one game, yes. I've paid. And the nice thing was I actually bought it from a friend of mine who had a second copy.
Oh, right.
And me and him are the ones playing it. So yes, definitely. Number one all the way. I'm walking out the door. This is going with me.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I will run through the fire
That's
the house with it falling on my head to get this game.
Wow.
You're going to hate mine. That's a proper game. You're going to hate mine.
What is it?
You want me to show you?
Yeah.
This is the first video I ever did. I love this game. People look at it and go, "Oh, it's not fair," but I love it. And if I had to play one game for the rest of my
life, I was guessed.
I love it. I know. Hate me now. Cancel me. Twitter me out. But for just fun, and replayability, even with the core game. There's nothing in here. It's just the core game. With just that, people think it's not. It's better. It's what I like, and I love it. And I know. I've just lost 200 subscribers, but I love it.
No, it's a great game. It's a great game. I just don't know how much value. I mean, you get a lot. You get a lot of value for it, but what really makes the game is all the expansions. So
yeah. But even with that, there's a lot of variability because even with the core,
right,
you can pick different teams, and then of course all the cards you pick are going to be different every time. Your action cards are going to be different. The enemy's going to be different, and then what do you call it comes up. What are they called? When something happens, they're all going to be different. Event card comes up. So yeah, and I've got a really soft spot for this because this was the first video I ever
I thought Fields of Fire was your first.
No, that was the first game I bought. The first game I videoed was
okay.
this.
Warfighter. Yeah, I thought about adding Warfighter myself to the list. I have no problem with that game. I think it's a great game. It's an excellent game. If you can get all the parts to look the same, it's a great game.
I've got no with the core game. It's going to be all the same. And
Right.
yes, I know people are going. The jaws. I can hear their jaws going on the floor now. But for fun and replayability, and that, by the way, and you've got it as well as the first edition cover. They had to change that because from a painting, and they got done for copyright. So the second edition, or the one after this, is different cover. So, but yeah, but it's horses for courses, which is why I don't moan about people liking this or liking that, because I like that. So I can't.
That's great. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I just value for money. I just couldn't put it on my top 10.
I would play this.
Maybe 15 or 20th, and maybe I could have put it on the list. But value for money, I just
for the game and playing it, I will play it. If I had to take one game that I would play, regardless of my mood or complexity or just fun, it's whatever rocks your boat. And I love my other hex and counter games. I love my more complex games. But when I want to just sit down and just do a bit of Hollywood, that's the game for me. It's Hollywood. It's Sylvester Stallone and Yul Brynner, as I said in my first video. Yul Brynner. And Arnie. It's just it's not real. It's not but it's great.
Well, I guess that means I get to go last.
Yeah, go on then.
The last of the last. The last one left. Number one for me, if I only had one game, is going to be Heroes of Normandy. Promising. So the reason I did this was because between my number one and my number two, I've got so much gameplay. I've got so many counters. I've got so many maps. I've got so many everything. I didn't feel right about just including one or the other one, but since they're both core games, they work really well together. And exponentially, the more you get into the system, the more you get, the more scenarios, the more counters, the more maps, the more everything. It's like ASL. If you play ASL, or Tony, you play ATS, kind of the same thing. The more games you get of the thing, the more counters, the more scenarios, the more everything. It just exponentiates.
But the difference between that and ASL, and I'm not sure about ATS, is that if you buy one of them games, that's it. You don't need another game and counters from another game to play the game. They're separate games, and that's the good thing about it.
So if I only had one, it would be Normandy, because I like the east, the west front. I like Normandy, my favorite. And then if I only had two, it would be these two for sure. And like I said, the reason I did this strategy, right? Because if I had just one box, I would be reminisced to not have more. I wish I would have had more with it. So
and that was why I did not choose any ATS, is because I would really want to have about 2 or 3 modules. And it's not because, you get plenty of scenarios, especially with the older boxed games. You get tons of scenarios. It's just I'd need like 3 or 4 different scenarios to kind of get that variability. That's the only reason why. So wardrobe, I did consider ATS.
He was, I think, the only one that put down ASL. I would have, I think I mentioned I would have put ASL. I would have, but I don't currently own any. So
this was I made a last minute change out right before we started, and because I was going to use Scottish Corridor, because it has, how many does it actually say? It doesn't say, but there's like 20 scenarios in this box. But I might have pulled the Red Factories one, or the ATS version of Red Factories, which is Red Berlin, which is kind of cool. Or the there's a lot of them where I need to like 5 or 6 modules to cover the whole thing, and that's just that's the only reason why I didn't get on my list. I love it. I have so much fun with it, even though I don't know how to roll dice. Apparently,
me too. But that's the thing, isn't it?
I still have fun with it, though. There's still good stories because I roll just enough to make it look like I'm going. Okay, the dice are turning my way, and as soon as I get here we go, and back to normal.
Let's since we have a few more minutes before we have to exit out, let's go ahead and everyone think about this. And somebody mentioned an honorable mention. So if you had like one that you thought, oh, I really wish I could have put it on the list, but I didn't. So let's say, there's an honorable mention. Now, these won't get any points or anything. This is just for us. Now that you've seen what other people have and choosing, think about what honorable mention, which one would you be like, yeah, if I had another spot, I might throw this one in there. Or
can I have 2?
No, you can only have 1.
I already know mine.
You know yours? Jay says his is going to be Paths of Glory. That's a great one. Chris Riley is Pacific War, the Struggle Against Japan, 1941 by GMT. It Never Snows. Honorable mention, Jutland, Avalanche Press. France, 1944. Death Valley, Battle of the Shenandoah.
Oh, Dave, nice to see you.
Justice is The Longest Day. Thin Red Line by
Yaquinto.
Yep. Hope I didn't miss anybody because they were flying in there real fast. If I missed you, just type it in again. Sorry, guys. So let me think about my honorable mention.
Oh, God, that's awkward.
This is the one honorable mention just because I didn't have one in my list, but Liberty or Death, the coin game. Love this one. This is probably my favorite coin game of the ones I've played. And I've played quite a few. But so far, this has been one of my favorite ones. I mean, I did a whole video series on it. Enjoyed it immensely. Yeah. No, William Bird's got another. He's got another. Yep.
Another solo game. Another one I want. Yeah.
Empires in Arms. Yep. All right. If I had thought about adding this one, originally it was in my list because, again, as you can see what I'm doing, right? So my strategy was, if I'm going to include something, I want to include, and it's going to take me a couple spots, right? And I thought, well, what game can I get that would complement another game that's already on my list the best? And for me, that's going to be. See if I can get this without it falling down my head. I would probably honorable mention Illusions of Glory, just because I think it would be really cool to play Paths of Glory, and then anything that happens in Paths of Glory in this section, you then go to this. You can like put this one in there. You know what I mean? So anytime you're using the counters inside of this area that includes this part of the map, I think that would be kind of a cool combo that you could do. So my honorable mention probably would be Illusions of Glory. Yeah.
Okay. Me, I've got like, oh God, what do I do? But I think it's got to be.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
Again, tons of stuff in it, and I just love. I'm not a great Napoleonic gamer because I haven't been twitched with that yet, but I just love the romanticism of if there is such a thing with this warfare. But yeah, that would be my honourable mention.
Boy, I really wanted to add that because you get a lot of
Yeah,
good
again,
stuff in
and
that
that's
box.
the other reason. A lot
But
of
for
stuff.
me, I haven't played it. I've seen
Oh.
people play it, but I just haven't played it, and I just don't know if I would.
There's just too much terrain on those maps.
It's like great battles of history. You've got to get through the jungle, over the mountains, through the swamp, and attack the elves.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
flying colors. Yeah.
Flying
No,
colors,
I want to.
yeah.
I'll tell you what. Thanks everybody, all our people that are. with
Yeah,
our
if you
team.
haven't emailed
Yeah.
Tony yet, email him your list, guys. Tony, give your
Thanks.
email one more
Yeah,
time
I'll put
there.
my email back up there. Yeah.
So it'll be easier for us to condense everyone's stuff all together and collate our data and keep track of this. So next year when we do this again and we find out that you guys lied this year about which game to keep.
Because games keep coming out. The swines.
And we'll find out which games keep on the list and which games don't keep on the list. So I've already got, we're not going to do it this week, but maybe next week I have another group activity that we're going to do. I'll probably introduce it to you guys next week. Huh?
Not role playing like you do at business meetings, you know.
No, it's not a role playing thing. It's going to be interesting. It's kind of the opposite of what we just did, but in a different way. So it'll be interesting.
If games you hate, I'm going to sort of go, no, I can't do that.
It's 10 games that Ruff hates.
No. It's like, no, it's just not going to happen, is it?
No. Well, actually, what it is, and it's serious. I'm not being jokey. It's
right.
If you had to get rid of 10 games in your collection, which 10 games would you have to get rid of?
Oh, that's too easy.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I've got a shelf that I could probably get rid of.
Give them to me. I'll love them.
I am not shipping them over there.
This is for Ruff. Yeah, this is so. Yeah, maybe we'll do that one. Maybe not this week. Maybe next week. We'll get it. We'll introduce it again, and we'll talk about the 10 games you got to get rid of.
For Ruff, Jay's got it right. For Ruff, it's 10 games Ruff doesn't love so much. He just kind of loves them.
Just watching his expressions as he's like, I would have to get rid of this game.
Well, see, I don't own that because it doesn't appeal to me. So I haven't got it. I wouldn't get it. And you love it, and that's great. But yeah, 10 games you don't like, and then send them to me. That would be great.
Love it. Good one, Ruff. Yeah. Other than, let's see, shipping across the pond, if I had to include those 10 games, you're probably looking at it would cost about a house. I'm assuming, I could buy property over there instead, and then just move in and then bring my games with me.
It'll be cheaper for you to put them in a couple of suitcases, get them a plane, bring them over, and go knock on the door and go, "Here,
let's play."
Yeah,
let's play.
Yeah. That would be cheaper. Postage, crikey.
Best 10 games with discolored cards.
Don't start him off, Hex, for goodness sake.
Games where the country and city names are the same. Yeah, you guys they're all just right, aren't they? 5 games you wish you could afford.
There you go. Oh, I got plenty of those. That's for sure.
That's that one.
Yep. Did you put your email in again, Tony?
Yeah, I did. It should have been in there. If not, did I?
Put it in again.
I'll put it in again.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry if I missed it.
Put it in again.
Oh, I see it. Forget it. I got it.
I'll put a new one up there.
Yeah, just make sure, guys, if you want to include your data into our database, just send us an email there, akinner@77@gmail.com. And next week we're going to talk about the data we analyze and get. So
Oh, I have
if
to
you guys
analyze this.
Yes.
No, you can just send it to me and I'll analyze it. That's
Oh.
fine. I just want to see what
No,
like what games were the most popular to keep.
Yeah, Men of Iron and SPQR, I think, are definitely the top 1 and 2, maybe top.
pretty high.
Yeah. And there's quite a overlap. I it's just interesting, for sure. I do like Hex's idea, by the way, games played list status, like how many games in our collection, and I guarantee I have more than both Jester and Ruff, so my number would be like this big. So Ruff just ran out, or Jester's run out of space. So
I have, this has been the perfect time to do this because we just had our floors resealed.
yeah.
So I literally had to have all my stuff up off the floor. And so, as you can see back here, right here, this used to be a shelf that I had all my planes and stuff on. And as you can see, I put all the board games on there now. So I've had to reorganize my war game collections now. So I got to see everything.
Oh, okay. No, Hex wants to know. He wants to hear. He must have missed it last week. Our status from our games that we actually listed, our top 10 games that we were going to play this year.
Well, I played another one yesterday, so that's good. And the other thing is, you two have run out of space. I've run out of money.
Run out of money.
I have actually played Hex. I've gotten 2 done.
Well, three with D-Day and Pellaloo. Yeah,
I think I only got 2 of my 10, but I can't even remember what's on my list. Tony, you can send it to me.
I made a note. Tell him, Tony.
I gotta see what's on my list. So.
Oh crap! I don't have your list on this one. Oh. I don't have it.
Got my list.
I've got my list. I didn't know I was supposed to keep Jester in line.
2.
Wow,
my list's up to like 20.
Wrote them all down at the same time. How do you not have them?
I wrote them down differently.
My honorable mention.
I put them electronically, though. I know that.
My honorable mention is one of my games to play. So watch this space.
All right, guys. Well, I think we'll go ahead and wrap up a few minutes early today. I've actually got to do something real quick anyway. So now would be probably a good time to say goodbye, say goodnight, and say thanks for all your input. We do appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. If you guys got lists and want to send them to me, email address is already, I've put it up there a few times. Please send them to me. Also, if you have suggestions for shows, if you want us to cover a topic, send us an email. Let us know. Jester, myself, or Ruff, just send us an email and we'll figure out what type of topic. I see one as how we learn rules. I think we did one like that, but there's different things. Yeah. So if it depends, it'll be interesting next year because that Pacific War, I wonder if it'll be out and if it'll go on whose list it'll go on.
I've got it, but I'm waiting.
I haven't, but yeah. So send us email if you guys have questions or think you have some show ideas, or you would like to join us, maybe even see how hard this really is. So,
it's very hard. It's very hard. You have to be a professional. That's why we can't have Hex to Hex back on. Good Lord.
Sorry, Chris.
He knows I'm just teasing him. He knows it. Anyways.
I said, what's that? It's not a game. It's minis.
What you got going on this week, Tony?
I am finishing. Well, I thought I was going to finish, but probably finish Mrs. Thatcher's War. And I'm going to do a tribute to Rick Barber, and I am currently clipping this. I'm going to play one of the small scenarios. I'm actually probably going to do the round tops because of the units that are involved, one being my great-great-grandfather's unit. So that's kind of the plan I want to get done.
Ruff, what you got coming on?
Well, I'm hoping to finish off the next part of D-Day at Pellaloo. So, but as I said, it's taken an age because of the color problems I have. So
you're doing a great job. So
I have to check and recheck. So people are going, "Where's the next one up, Ruff?" It'll be up hopefully at the end of the week on Thursday because I tend to put them up Tuesday and Thursday, with Not a War Game Wednesday on Wednesday. There might be Not a War Game Wednesday open the box as well, so we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah. But
I'm hoping to get some more hockey playoffs in this week, and I really want to, now that I have this out again.
Now you want to, yeah.
I want to get it playing, right? I want to play it, but I might do it on Vassal because it's just so hard for me, space wise, and moving it back and forth, and counters flipping everywhere. And I just might have to just do it on Vassal and just.
I agree with you on some of the games. I mean, I was thinking about doing the Long Street Attacks on Vassal, and I was just looking at it, and some of them are easy to kind of get how it goes, and I was like, nope, I actually want to do the real game and make sure I give tribute to Rick Barber. And actually, after looking at it, I'm not as upset about it as I used to be.
They are lovely, contemporary, in my opinion, looking maps. I love they are what they say bonanza for me. Wonderful maps.
Yep. So.
Well, we hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you guys next week for same time, same channel, and hopefully we'll have some data, analyze all your guys' picks this week, and we'll get to share that with you guys next week, and we might have a special guest as well. So we'll see everyone next week. Until then,
see you guys.
Everyone have a great time.
Thank you, darling.
We'll see ya.